So this is a gear case that I picked up. I think it's a later model. I think it's out of the late 90s, early 2000s. I could identify it using one of my gear case identification charts. However, I just don't care that much. So this came with a lot of outboards I purchased down in San Diego. This is just a loose random gear case. Don't know what it was off of. And what's interesting to me about it is entirely seized up. The drive shaft doesn't spin at all, and the propeller shaft, it don't spin at all. It is seized. Now, I've seen my fair share of gear cases in my time. I've seen broken gears to where the drive shaft will spin about halfway then lock up. I've seen prop shafts not spin for various reasons. Usually it's a chunk of gear tooth wedged inside of there preventing it from spinning. Usually, take it apart, it comes, well, free. But there's always some kind of movement. So this one's a little more interesting to me just because of how stuck it is. So, as usual, plan is take it apart, see what happened. So as usual, the impeller is pretty well stuck on there. But luckily, I have a tool made just for, well, it's not made for this, but I like to call it my impeller removing tool. And I got it free, so I'll just keep working at it. Alright, continuing along here. Alright, we're going to leave that in there. Alright, got my puller, got some puller legs. I grabbed the older, shorter ones. Hopefully they'll fit. And it looks like they just will, so I'll be using these. I could probably also use the screw here, but this will work fine. Let's try again. Well, that ain't budging. Well, it looks like it might have. Yeah, it was fun. Well, that's one good looking gear so far. So we got a pretty good view of the reverse gear now. Yeah, there ain't no saving this thing, unfortunately. So bearings, completely bone dry, completely rusted, and completely stuck. So you could save this part by just pulling and replacing the bearings, but that's not really the important part. The important part of these gears, and these gears, even if you were to wire wheel them and sandblast them and stuff, you can never trust it again. And the other gears look the same way. Now, given how hard I had to hit that to get it out, I'm going to go ahead and say the front roller bearing assembly, front bearing, is just the same way, and it's not going to rotate on me. So, as I was saying before the phone rang and the camera stopped recording, in order to get that pinion nut off, you got to be able to rotate the drive shaft. Well, I suppose I could go in there and get it off a quarter turn at a time, but realistically, drive shaft's got to be able to spin and come out in order to get that prop nut off, to get the propeller shaft off, to get off the forward gear, and drive shaft still well stuck. No matter how hard I try to spin it, it doesn't go. And looking at the rest of this thing, well, anyway, looking at the rest of this thing, it's not going to happen. Yeah, so basically, I'm going to call it a day. This thing is trash. The only thing really salvageable on it is the housing. And fortunately, to get the housing saved, the amount of work it would require, aka time and effort, to get the rest of the bearings and gears out really just isn't worth it. So that is the end of this one. That is quite rusted. Don't know how it happened. Probably got water in it. Or somebody went to change the fluid, never put fluid back in it, and then it got water in it. I got no idea. But it's rusted. It's junk. And yeah, think twice before you buy a seized lower unit, because you're probably going to get one of these.